Okay, let's continue our discussion. And we are now in pillar number 6, project turnover and closeout. So we are expecting around 11 questions in your exam. And here we have, uh, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, no, subsections here until 6 point G. Okay. So let me read the introduction. The project turnover and closeout. So turnover is this is where the phase where the contractor will turn over the project. And normally part of that also is turn over the key. So when I give you the key, now you accepted it. Now you have the full responsibility, except to those defined in the punch list or snag list. And close out, definitely that is part of any project. Project fail, project succeed. At the end of the day, you have to close, irrespective whether it is failing project or not. All right. Ensure that contractual, quality, and documentation obligations are fully met before handing over to the client. That emphasize compliance, verification, transfer of critical records to safeguard project integrity and client confidence. So basically, part of project closeout is to ensure that whatever the requirement of the project, in terms of quality, your contractual obligation, the required documentation must be met. Uh, so to ensure that the project is not guni-guni or ghost project. Someone told me, there's no problem with ghost project, but payment also should be ghost payment. Hmm? Ah? Project closeout practice reduce risk, support warranty management, and enable smooth operational transition. Risk for both parties that there is pending obligations. No? So it's actually do not protect only the contractor, but also the client. Ensure that when we close the project, meaning our dealings is done. Ah, of course, remember this 400 defects and defects liability period is also part of the project because you will still have this balance around 10% retention most of the time. So let's go to A, documentation management. 8.1, impact assessment and compliance. So what is the purpose of evaluating the potential impact from demobilization? To identify risk and consequence when quality personnel and tools are withdrawn from the project. Demobilization is where the pace of the project where we start moving out our resources in the project, including your temporary facility, temporary office. Maybe some of your personnel will be also moved out. But definitely, we don't want at the same time that when we started the moving out or the mobilization, there are still unfinished business. Okay? So basically, there is a demobilization impact assessment to determine how the removal of QAQC resources affects ongoing compliance, inspections, and defect resolution. This is just to ensure that when we move out our resources, something no longer needed. No? So what is the benefit? Prevents oversight gap, ensure continuity of quality oversight, protects project deliverables. Because if there is still balance work that needs to be done, remember there is also punch list and snag list And probably there are still resources needed, no, to fulfill that 400 days DLP requirement. We have to ensure that we still be able to manage those. Example, assess the effect of releasing well inspector before final hydrostatic tests are completed. That is also correct. No? We will not, because if there is defect in the piping and we need to cut the pipe, maybe not only the inspector, including the welder. Ano? Ah, okay. Review of safety, critical equipment, inspection records for compliance. The purpose is to verify that all safety critical equipment has document evidence of conformance. No? So what is the definition? This is the systematic review of inspection and test records, applicable code standards and client specification. So normally we do what? Of course, inspection along with the checklist. And normally there is a checklist with a template. So basically you will make a record, meaning an evidence of compliance. Not normally aligned with regulatory requirements or client requirements or safety requirements. So the benefits, definitely, it will confirm our regulatory compliance, reduce our safety reliability, and support safe handover. No? Example, checking pressure vessel certification files against ASME Section 8 requirements, normally in the pressure vessel. No? Section 8 or Section 9, I think. Anyway, but the idea here is before we hand over any equipment, na, which has a safety critical element, should be functioning well, okay, according to not just intended purpose or use, but compliance also with the safety standards. And your inspection records is an evidence of that. No? Normally, the third party also will do an assessment, especially related to safety, life-threatening instances or circumstances. No? Confirm final documentation transfer method. Okay? The purpose is to ensure a clear, agreed upon method to deliver a closeout document. So basically, before, normally you will keep a bunch of paper. I remember in a previous project, we have container bans. Number of container ban, imagine, to submit all of those hard copy. Nowadays, ah, maybe it's still only the original one, but nowadays, no eh. Even sign and stamp, signature, electronic. So basically, we have this digital management systems of repository of documentation. So we have an online documentation management system. And normally we also call it PMIS, no? Project Management Information System software. In HMC, we are using PIMWeb. No? The definition is to establish transfer protocol, formats and timelines for final documentation package. So basically, the authority has the requirement for that. The contract probably specified clearly the medium of transfer method. Example, maybe your online portal, because you're going to submit your project documents in the form of dossier, no? Along with the ONM, drawings, submittals, and many more. No? The benefit is to prevent last-minute dispute, accelerate client acceptance, and support warranty claims. Okay. Dispute arise if we are not agreeing. No? But if you have a portal where we can clearly check live the status of all the documentation, if it is submitted or not, then nothing to be disputed then. No? Because the online portal is very transparent. Example, execute a handover matrix. So basically, this is just a list of documentations or record that needs to be submitted as part of final documentation. No? Specifying EDMS upload, electronic data management system, encrypt USB delivery, and two hard copy sets. Sometimes we're also doing that. Uh, but nowadays, like us, we don't have access anymore to USB. So instead, we ask the contractor to submit through OneDrive, no? Or cloud storage. Otherwise, we have some stuff that has still an access to USB, certain stuff, no? Limited to certain stuff. Required documentation. This is to ensure that every deliverable and decision is fully documented for turnover. Again, my suggestion is uh, in the meeting, in the handover meeting, you have to ask clearly what are the types of documentations needed to be submitted. Also clearly ask if we need to comply with the QCS requirements or local requirements, documentation requirements. We have to ask, no? Because normally what's happening here, if the client didn't ask, the contractor will not provide. No one bothered to check also if what is the contract requirement is all about. Okay? Some of them probably impractical to submit because of the nature of project. Probably the project is too small to have all of those kind of documentations. But anyhow, I think it is always the responsibility of the contractor to ensure or how can I say, to confirm with the client what are the types of documentations are needed to be submitted. But for me, in my view, whatever, all documents that officially transmitted is something that needs to be hand over, all of them are not just a selective few. So the benefits is to provide complete traceability, supports audits. Definitely, normally what we are looking for audit, documentation compliance. So if you have all of those, no issue. And speed client acceptance. Of course, if you are well documented, why we will need to prolong the approval, no? Example, finding daily inspection log and approved drawing in the EDMS every evening. Actually, nowadays, the portal itself is actually you don't need to make log because when you submitted anything in the portal, automatically it is being recorded. But anyhow, I've still seen that the contractor kept their own logs. In my view, maybe if it is part of their internal reporting may be required. But for me, it's redundant. For me, maybe. I don't know what is the reasons of the contractor why they need also to have internal documentation log.
If you may understand, there is cannot audit body will project in hold the approval their certification. Usually
Open the portal and download the Excel. Ah, no. So the portal. So the portal, what's the problem? Now, once you finish the project, maybe you will lose an access file. Download the final version. But as the project progress, it is impossible for you that you will your access will be removed. It is impossible. Anyway, I don't know the reason. Uh, I don't know really why you need to make a separate. I don't know. Example, filing daily inspection log in a pro drawing. Okay. So basically, the ISO is actually has a recommendation, even the ASQ, no, of what kind of hierarchy of documentation is required. No? So basically, the highest form is the policy. No? And normally in the project, we we have at least two types of policy: quality and health and safety, and environment. So three. Sometimes sustainability also, but sometimes you security, information security. It depends on the nature of the project. But basically, how you will create all the documents, you start from the policy. Policy is a guide how to create the manual. And how to make a procedure or how to create a procedure then should be based from the manual. No? And the same thing, the work instructions will be created based on the procedure. No? Normally, procedure and work instructions, we in construction, it is only single documents. We call it method statement, no? Right? We don't have a separate procedure and work instruction because here, procedure mostly generic in all industry. If it talks about procedure, there is no specific task that how things to be done. But work instruction will give you specific information how to carry out the task or activity. Uh, so procedure here is still high level, whereas work instruction is somewhat specific. And records in form, forms will become a record or template will become a record once it is filed, no, as an evidence of compliance, no. So the purpose of comprehensive documentation is to capture every project activity from kickoff to closeout. Definition: real-time recording of plan, inspection, test, and approval. Okay, so uh, that's what the technology help us. The online portal, whatever the current status, if you open the portal, that's the live information. So the benefit eliminates knowledge loss, simplifies and over improves compliance, of course. So that's actually the software I am creating, no? So basically, uh, the documentation normally for the contractor fix, it is unnecessary documentation. So what we are developing now is automatically generate everything for you. Then whatever report you have, upload in the system and let's see if you comply or not. Like that. That is actually the software we are. But it's very simple and we can customize if you have a specific format or a specific documentation requirement, we can tailor that. No? If you're interested, my example, recording concrete ore cards, test result, and weather conditions on the day of placement. Okay. Well, this is an example of forms that used to become a record. No? Activities and changes record. So purpose is to guarantee all changes are documented and approved before work proceed. Ideally, you should not proceed any of the change request if it is not approved because the job of the contractor, especially the PM, is to discourage unnecessary changes and only deliver what is only approved as part of the baseline. No? To capture change request, this is the definition, revise the specs or revise the plan. Yeah, sometimes the specs also might be revised if it is a design and build project and updated inspection result. So the benefit prevents dispute, support impact analysis, and maintains traceability. So here, the important here, you should have a change control mechanism. And it must be, the record is available, of course. No? Example, logging a field change order for relocated cable tray with updated QC sign-off attached. Okay, so this is, the QC sign-off is an evidence of relocations of the cable tray. If the QC sign off, meaning what does it mean? The QC conducted an inspection. And this change order may be approved to make a relocation for whatever reason. They make an inspection whether it is okay. So when it is proven okay, along with the checklist, sign off in the form of inspection request. Non-conforming work. So basically, in construction, normally we classified it into two, minor and major. No? So non-conforming work is to ensure every punch list item is closed before handover. Take note that punch list is not necessarily non-conformance, but if you cannot be able also to close in due course of time, it will become a non-conformance, especially if the particular punch list affects the mobility of the end user. It might become a non-conformance. Is it major or minor? Depends on the impact, no? If the end user might not be impacted, their job goes smoothly, fine. But if business continuity affected, then probably it can be a major NC. Definition, systematic resolution of all work that deviates from the contract specs. Why did non-conformance deviate? Of course, that's why non-conformance says, non-compliance, no? There is a specific requirement that you must adhere, but you did not. That is the definition. So what you need to do is to rectify. Of course, what you will do? Nothing, right? Benefit prevents client rejection and reduce liability. Example, re-inspect and recertify misaligned facade panel after the correction. Again, normally there are due time. Don't say for 100 days we will finish that. Look, if I am the client, you have to give me some commitment. No? That is always the requirement of the standard. Since the project has a start and end date, the same thing, every activity should have a start and end date. Even rectification or rework activity, there is always a start and end date. Okay. Quality deliverables verification. To confirm or required quality deliverables present and complete. Deliverables is, you know, something you already installed, something ready for end user use, not the materials, not from the raw materials from the manufacturer. Yeah, it can be a final deliverable. Example, air handling unit. It can be part of the final deliverable, but it is just a component of the entire system. You can consider in the building, the systems are the deliverables, right? HVAC system, deliverable. So whatever materials delivered, it is like considered not part of deliverables or component of deliverables, but not the final one. No? But again, at the end, we have to ensure that all of the system and system components are complete, completely done. Na? Normally, what you need to do is to furnish a final review of reports. There is a certification, no? And records against the contract list. There is normally the contractor will prepare a handover deliverables checklist, no? One by one, they will check, no? Based on the scope of work. So the benefit is to avoid delay in support client acceptance. Okay? Example, cross-checking the 12 maps, NDT reports, and material certificates are failed. If is the work done, no? The weld map shows that all the required points, welded points are done. LDT reports that all of the joints need to be tested are approved. Okay? And material certificate, the one you used, no? Including the inspection reports are filled or available, you can say, no? So let's talk about 8.5 final certification. The purpose is to lead the coordinated process to obtain official sign-off. Sign-off of what? If the client sign off the project, meaning they accept. No? Definition, manage submission, review, and approval for each certification. Okay, so some of them has, yes, there is a certification, especially from the authority also you can consider, na? Certification from the Ministry of Interior for security management, for utility and water, there is some certifications also, approval, included there, no? Civil defense, especially civil defense now. So basically, that is also part of your schedule when you are going to approach them for inspection and certification. Okay. And normally, those approval are considered milestone. And normally, the payment is based on the milestone. What is milestone? Significant event in the project. There is a major accomplishment. No? Secure regulatory approval, as what we discussed, and trigger payment release. Example, you're not getting the civil defense approval. Why would I, which is one of the milestone, agreed milestone, you will not get the payment for that particular milestone if you cannot obtain the approval from the Civil Defense Department, similar to Ministry of Interior. If you're not able to get the approval for your security services, you will not get the payment. No? Payment will not be released. Example, schedule the city inspection for beneficial occupancy certification. If we talk about beneficial occupancy certification, the end user, this is not the term we are using it because this is American. See, it's like substantially completed. This is the term we are using here, no? Correct? Meaning the end user can occupy the building. It is not the project that considered done, but the end user can start occupying it. This is very common, especially in office building, in a mall, maybe the entire mall not ready, but some of them, no, partially released. No? Okay. Maintain milestone documentation. Ensure that every document required for its closeout stage is completed and current. And the definition is continuous collation and version control of records tied to milestone. Okay, here, if you see, this is a typical, some example of probably it's the software project, stakeholder approval, okay, probably the business case, no? Then milestone 2, financial plan approval, budget, no? Number 3, uh, is wrong, no? Why number 3 is that? It goes like this, no? Milestone 3, share, present, project team. Okay, so this is where I think only the project start. No? This is not even in the starting point of the project. Here, financial plan approval. This is not necessarily PMI, but yeah, this is not yet a project. The milestones 3, the start, no? Assign task, then beta test. Beta test means normally in the software, who created the alpha. So the beta is the end user make test, but not full soft launch, no? Maybe, example, if it is a facility software or asset management software, we will just give an access to few, not everyone. Once they don't have any feedback or any concern about the software, that's the time we will give everyone's access for operational use. Beta test is not yet operational. Beta test is just to uh, we just provided an access, example, to that software for them to see no, how it affects them. No? If they have any uh, issues during use, no? Maybe they have concerns or feedback like that. No? But not after that, if there is no feedback, or if there is, rectify. And after that, no more complaint, no more issue. Then we can give them the full access. No? And then beta test and then launch. Launch means this is the beta test is normally soft launch. Then final full launch and then the project complete. Okay. Example, archiving updated test report alongside the beneficial occupancy checklist. No? Okay. Purpose of beneficial occupancy or use, secure the permit, allow partial or full use of the facility. Again, normally, especially in a bigger facility like mall or probably office building, residential tower, maybe not all of the spaces are available for use. Some floor may be not available, but maybe some of them you can fully operate. No? Anyway, this is to secure the permit, allow partial or full use of the facility. Definition, certification that essential system are safe and compliant for occupancy. By the way, the one I use this now to create is not ChatGPT, the Kimi K2, another Chinese so also intelligent. I know this Kimi K2. Huh?
It's a new.
Yeah.
Competitor.
I think Kimi K2 is from ByteDance TikTok, the one who created TikTok. ByteDance. Because Qwen 2.0 is Alibaba. No? Ano. Benefits enable client operation and revenue generation. All right. Definitely, once the client operate, this is where the start of getting their expected return. Until they are not occupying the building, the promised benefit is actually pending. Example, submitting par safety test result to obtain the temporary use permit. Here, there's no temporary. Either they reject or approve. If it is still not finally approved, you need to rectify or fulfill the either documentation or physical site rework or rectification like that. And then you need to call them again for final inspection. Then once you get approval, that's the time. In some cases, maybe temporary. I don't know. Maybe for temporary facility, yes. Yeah. Right? This is possible. If your office site is very huge, maybe they will also require you to have uh, maybe fire hydrant at site or fire, how can I say, this suppression cabinet, fire cabinet. But that you need also temporary firefighting equipment. This one, okay, temporary approval because the facility is temporary. That's how it's applicable. Otherwise, for permanent building, well, in permanent building also, we have seen a temporary approval. Again, you see, during the construction, no, maybe the final suppression of the building is not ready, but we need still a fire protection, no? Yeah. So basically, that's also happened there in one of our project in Qatar Pearl. We have a temporary water tap. We have temporary uh, power pump and everything. Runs to the building, but it only goes to the cabinet, no? Again, meaning it's not final. Temporary means you need to call them for another inspection. Substantial completion. No? To confirm the project is sufficiently complete for intended use. So definition, formal determination that only minor punch lists remain. Okay. Again, for me, major punch list also is okay. As long as this is nothing to do with the room. If the light is not available, this is major, no? This is not. Punch list is something like defect, not defective. Lights are not working. This is defective. Defect only, no? That's why defects liability, not defective liability. Anyway, but if the area is not critical, let's say hallway, and that hallway is not normally not common area, all right? Maybe back office, that very few, very rare that people are going there, maybe okay. But for operational, for people to house the people, minor should be scratches in the wall, maybe some minor
Time grounds.
tile grout, yeah, not tile, broken tile. You have to replace it before the. I will not even accept those substantially completed if your tile is broken. No?
Grounds.
Grout, okay. I remember we have one project, I've seen. I don't know who is the contractor, I forgot the name, but I can check. Really, the wall are not straight. If you look like that, the T-runner in the ceiling, not, if you will look closely, not really aligned. The tiles are not. I'm thinking how they accept it. Really, look, if you will not look closely, you will not notice. But if you are inspector, I think also some area like, example, this cabinet, if you will look closely, it's not plumb.
You know what? Flashlight. But flashlight depends, huh? Because flashlight is very accurate, huh? If you will make
The wall.
right, even if it is perfect, if you will use the rays of the flashlight, it will ondulation will be there. That's why most client they are
Not really.
yeah, they are wired for that. With the lights,
Laser, we don't want we don't
the
want the,
tiles by running the coin. It will not be.
well, some still use those but for me, rather than this jump, maybe I will not, no?
Yeah.
I want to know if it is hollow,
The stick.
because those normally during operation, those prone to crack are those hollow. That's it. Normally, it should not produce crack if it is not hollow. Okay.
And you're using lights, plus lights. Lights very good.
It depends, eh. It depends, eh. There are still some strict. You cannot say no, eh. This is the style, very strict, especially architect. Maybe civil engineer will okay for you. But an architect cannot play.
Spinal.
Interior designer. No?
Sorry.
For us, I don't mind. For you, your item exposed sometimes for us, mostly concealed. So we don't mind this.
It's.
Okay.
Then on every day something changes. Still like the first number opening date. But it's not this one need to cut. Again.
But that one better because it will prolong your
No, that no. Because the first November is the birthday for the we given to the gift.
So gift, so it should be perfect. Huh? Keep on changing.
Yes. Now we removing from this TV. Like that, screen, big screen coming. After that, you will see big screen. No, there some coloring like that, this one then moving better. I can remove everything.
Then it will affect.
Yes. And some notification. This is 11 time. You typing, remove. Typing, remove. Like in the wall, very difficult to stick the like that.
The tile, you mean, is small, small one?
No, it's not.
No, this one is the, how you call that tile?
In
There
the
is a
antique
tile.
part, and then you put
The small, small one.
nice.
Mosaic?
Yeah.
Mosaic, no?
More in metro.
This one challenge, yeah, mosaic. Challenge. Especially if you have some decorations that you are,
Yes, pattern.
Di ba ba yan yun?
decorations.
Written some warning, something like that.
It's small.
Red and white.
In the
It's
metro.
difficult, it's difficult.
In the
Telling you,
metro.
it's difficult.
Lotion. Lotion publication. Publication room.
Because when you fix that one, small pressure, it will tilt, no? Put small pressure, it will like that. So to make it plumb, it's difficult.
Should be an expert training.
No? This one, okay. You can ask helper. But mosaic tile, you need expert. Because it's very sensitive to pressure when you install that. No?
Yes.
Very sensitive. The hand of person should be very good. Benefit starts warranty period and reduce liquidated damage. Yes. Okay, very good, no? Because once the facility is not substantially completed or not handed over yet, no? Because it triggers handover. Once you substantially complete, handed over. Until it is not handed over, any damages you might be liable. Okay. So the contractor will be happy. The risk is transferred to client once substantial completion certificate are issued. Except for the identified or determined patch list. That one is, of course, separate case. No? Example, joint walkthrough result in a 5-item patch list is substantial completion certificate. All right. Common is 5 is okay. In a room, it's too much actually. Final completion. All right. Obtain unconditional acceptance and final payment. Normally, you call it retention amount. The definition, verification that all work, including pass list, is finished and IFCs are reconciled. Meaning whatever the issued for construction drawing requirements na, IFC is a generic drawing, but at least the requirements of that fulfilled. But definitely you have the shop drawing and you have the as-built. No? Benefit, close the contract and release retention. Example from the issuance of substantial completion certificate, 400 days the LP lapse that triggered the issuance of final construction completion. Again, I will only issue this one also if whatever punch lists are closed. Whatever identified issues are closed. If there are issues that you didn't close, we will deduct from the final claim. Actually, that's retention is protections of the client. So that if there is defect, you will come. Otherwise, it will affect your retention amount, no? Your retention claim. No? Final turnover documentation. The purpose is to ensure that entire close-out package is ready for client handover. And the definition is integrate set of all final documents, permit, manual drawings, and training materials, etc. Especially training manuals. So you need to hand it over to client. Because they will also do that for maintenance, preventive, or corrective, including troubleshooting, no? Benefit, prevent handover delay, and demonstrate contractual compliance. And example, deliver a single index binder plus digital folder containing all required closeout items. So for us, this is what we only require. We don't want you, the contractor, to print or photocopy. We only need the original. Okay. Order turnover plan. Verify that final turnover and all closeout documents are complete and accurate. So definition, systematic review of integrated package coverage permit manual. Okay, so audit will ensure that all of these turnover documentations are completed. And this is what actually, I'll tell you, there is COA, there is city engineer, there is master plan. It's complete eh. The problem, everyone is getting money. Even COA, no? They're getting around 1% at least of the project value. If the project value is 100 million, at least they're getting 1M. For me, only the balance that I think that who will certify, third party. Hmm?
Normally, everybody.
Third party, not government anymore. In the portal, there is, for me first, you have to ensure that all, imagine the payment to the contractor is like a receipt, no? Like you are getting a receipt from the karinderya, no? It's not,
1 million something.
the final permit approval, it should go to workflow. If I'm the Philippines, I will recommend that to our president. You can also do that. Like we hate the president. Maybe you hate maybe the president, but for me, I remain neutral. You know, the people voted. Let us respect and let us help the president. And anyway, the term's only 3 years. And if look, rather than destroy, no, why don't help the administration? Anyway, the administration shows it's also certification will not only come from authority, certification also will come from third party. Initial certifying body will be different from the final. Ah, you get my point? So if the initial certifying body also make a mistake, the final one will not cover it up. Ah. As what you know, they normally, the problem in the Philippines, no, normally this third party or they might endanger your life, no. That's why even here, no, you have to bring police or if really people will kill you, okay, during inspection and then bring military personnel, police, no, I think, and make a waiver that if something happened to your side under your watch, automatically you will go all everyone in jail before the inspector comes. Huh? Yeah. You understand? We can do that eh. And make sure that the inspector identity is anonymous. Huh?
The ice in the USA, when they go raid, they are covered because they don't want their place to be seen by US.
Yeah, because nowadays,
Their life is in danger.
maybe let's say, yeah, maybe I agree with you. Maybe you don't know me, but if you take my picture and you find online, now the AI can search you who you are. Eh. So better, yeah, you cover your face and everything.
That's what they're doing in US ice. Is the one.
I think this is the solution, yeah. Including the military personnel, no? They
Yeah.
will not, but as long as they're wearing ID, we have an official invitation show that we are they have the documentation. You should allow them to. And also ask the assistance of the barangay also in case. Okay. Because normally there will always be attention and subject to argument, no? Example, why until now kangkong is installed? Ah, the contractor, they will argue a lot, no? Because the other contractor that started and the other contractor will tell, no, no, you told them like,
Latest news in Manila.
exactly.
It's from when there's
I-
demolition but no permit from the local
Alex
government.
Liman Chua, no,
Yeah.
Congressman Chua owned that
Project.
Very dangerous na eh. life-threatening condition.
and for me, legit company like international company like not any auditing firm, because if it is any auditing firm like recently established, I can also create like below say Bureau Veritas,
Well, no,
well known, like they operate years no,
all the world.
around the world. Yeah. Uh, then I don't think there is a way for them to cheat. And everything is in the system, approval in the system. So whoever approved the workflow, all record are there. You can and centralize in all DPWH and
Don't wear the ring.
hmm?
Don't
Right.
No. For the workflow of who is approving project engineer in this, your name should be there, no?
Yeah.
Should be there.
From
The auditor only,
The
the
auditor-
auditor will only put the, let's say, below C, LLC like that. That's the name they can use.
But the one
The one who will certify is not the person. The one will certify the third party company. So if this is our representative, we will certify like that. You have to, right? This is what's the use of submitting this guy if you cannot certify then? No? You have to say ABS Consulting, TUB, like that, no? I think this will resolve, no? If this is how you do, no? Because if they are also do something wrong or they get, all of these people is actually, and the company should be this anti-money laundering compliant. There is an ISO certification for anti-money laundering like this. Corruption ISO certified like that. There is ISO.
you will buy you will just to
And this, or maybe there is also another task force from the government, from the president, just to monitor. That's it. Task force. The problem again, maybe these people life will be endangered, no? So let the third party do the job, no? No? Right? And look, if they do hearing there, and nothing happened, if this corruption cannot be minimized at least, huh? If this particular case now they cannot be able to resolve, Philippines will never get flourished or it will never prosper, never. And whatever we're discussing here, for example, for the turnover, imagine billions of dollars, sir, ghost project, Philippines. 20% of our national budget goes to corruption.
More than like it. India also same. Any project started.
No, but at least you started something. For us, it's really ghost.
When anything they end up the person is showing like that.
Yeah.
25% for like that.
After that, a fake accomplishment.
Yes.
This will be taking the money.
Yes, and after that, when he's getting the money, so he's using for the 10 to 50% in own first purchase car, whatever the.
And payment certificate also for me, a third party. When the DPWH finance or accounting department, our local like Ashgal there, if they certify the payment, the third party also should certify for it also.
That should be involved.
One example for that one, making drain like that, this room to road. Okay, and putting some cover like that. So that when bicycle going upside with demolition.
That's the main.
Then we did.
For me, I don't mind,
If
If in the inspection, they say 50 million pesos, 50 million. If you will spend 1 million for audit, I don't mind. Rather than the entire 50 million gun,
this room to outside the road, the tender is 30 lakhs or something like that. And when you going for the normal bicycle, crossing that one is damaged, like
It cracks.
correct only. Every type of the whole life.
There in India.
Yes.
But India have death penalty.
Huh?
Death penalty na pa.
For corrupt.
Yes.
Same in Singapore.
But nothing happened. Now rule is changed. If anything happens, you will maintain 3 years. Now rule coming like that. If you making something road or bridge or something, you will maintain 3 years without any cost, maintenance cost. Like that.
Ito na ang contractor.
Yes. What you eat, what you throw like that, no problem. But you will maintain 3 years. After 3 years, no problem.
Sa 3 years.
So the cost of the project will be higher because they include the maintenance.
It's okay.
And the road also, what is being.
But yeah, the cost, but it's okay. As long as they are liable for 3 years, why not?
No, and the road part, what is being like that, normally checking the road, the. And by
I
side,
like it more.
side by side,
Make it 5 years in the Philippines
in the.
to make sure that this dike really works. You know?
Dapat nanonood talaga.
For me, I like this. Make it 5 years. At least make sure that this dike works.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Within 5 years.
And by the way, same thing, third-party laboratory.
You know
Test
the.
cannot be
ground
local.
bridge-
Okay.
ground bridge in the-
Should be in business at least 30 years in business, established, well established already.
In India also, one, approximately 5.6 or 6 kilometers one bridge is there in the river Ganga.
Ang i-accept nila yung
After them,
authorized na nano
if
sa
they-
server nila.
Okay.
Making 30
Ito na
meters
ito,
of something like
third
that.
party survey.
Okay.
30 years.
To making the bridge.
Kanila.
After that,
Dapat
the
ano pa lang sa system.
Sa
Dapat
pagkakataon.
nakaregister.
big river and Ganga.
So before ka ma-register, you
After that,
interview.
7 8 years police half part.
Demolish? Why?
Going the balancing going down like that.
Substandard.
Downside something happened in the river, so
You know, I told you, this audit will minimize corruption. You know?
and after that we'll then
This audit will minimize corruption,
start for the
including the bidding cost. From the bidding itself should be audited by the third party if it is overpriced. Should be certified by third party also. No, should be the consultant will verify that and to be certified by the third party.
Yun naman sa amin ni DPWH yung nakaraan, hindi lahat is na dadating ng starting.
No, there is a master plan, but the problem is they
Na-execute na lang.
yeah, that is also part. Every project that you're going to execute must be coordinated to the national master plan, and then there is a business case. Business case for each and every project first. Again, it should be supposed to be part of the audit, no? Compliance audit.
Dapat may isang margin na royal na sila to.
So,
Kaya dapat may isang margin na royal na sila.
no.
Tulad nila magpakita.
No. The problem is, for example, they think only the corruption and they only targeting the politicians because this is their expertise. But how about the technical part? For example, from the auditor's life, this is not being discussed, no? So for us, that we went to field and we know that this is happening, no?
Dapat meron talaga. Kasi kahit sabi mo meron siyang abogado, hindi naman alam ng abogado kung ano. Alam niyo sa mga ano. Pero yung kung anong paano talaga yun. Kaya ikaw kailangan gusto ng mag-play. Kaya ano naman kayo?
Yung pag-
INC kayo.
Simatapin lang.
Pati, sabi ni Mang Kuleta doon sa ganang mga yan, pag mayroon kayong recommendation, isend nyo kay doon sa dalawa.
Nelson.
Really?
Oh,
Okay, send me the email, because I will send
Kaya
the
saan
information.
kay
tapos sila Mang Kuleta daw mag-ano.
Very good, very good. No, either for me, I don't mind if it is to the president or
Last time,
or to the legislation.
Mr. Mang Kuleta announced it last Friday.
Because for me, the good thing, if you will send it to the president, if they address, more faster. If you go into the legislation, it takes time.
Yeah.
But if you will give it to the president immediately, they can make an action. So it's good. Send it to the president and send it to the. And I think, I'll tell you, maybe the government is weak, maybe as what you say, but I don't think they are doing it. They are how can I say? They are doing it purposely. No, that is totally different. Their intent is really to eliminate this. But you cannot blame Bongbong Marcos because of their family history, no. If they violate constitution, they might be again uh, get a lot of cases, no. That's why Marcos is very soft this time, no, because they don't want after sometimes they will get a lot of a pile of cases, no.
And his remaining 3 years now, you see, it's,
So I
everything is
feel
fine.
if you send, and according to the president, if you send a recommendation, he is the one who will read. He is the one who will read it. No, no, even the president
May
also
direct
put that.
aid, but the flood control, ano, may direct aid website.
Yeah,
Mga
there is a.
complain about
We can
flood control.
make a recommendation. Not only me, you guys recommend
It's the
also.
direct
Better.
website.
Better make a recommendation because we have also to highlight the necessity for third party and anonymity of the representative of the, because it might also endanger their life, no? Okay. This is the only way to stop them. Some third party watcher. All right. So audit turnover plan uh, demonstrate contractual compliance, definitely. Especially if this will come from third party. Huh? Example, check the turnover binder for sign, permit closure letter, and index O&M manual. All right, permit close out. Confirm every permit is formally closed with the issuing authority. You know that. No? Definition, final inspection, sign-ups, and filing of certificates of occupancy or completion. And benefits, eliminate regulatory liability and allow legal occupancy. Anyhow, normally they will issue you a certificate also that it is clearance. But normally the clearance also has a duration. So you have to watch. Normally civil defense, I think every 2 years expired. So every 2 years they have to come again for re-inspection. Example, submitting the final fire department inspection certificate to close the fire safety. Operation and maintenance manual. Purpose, ensure complete user-friendly oil and manuals are delivered. What is the meaning of user-friendly? Easy to read, easy to understand. Okay? Meaning the end user can use and implement. You can use for troubleshooting, okay, maintaining the spare parts, to conduct corrective maintenance, make a scheduled maintenance like that. Definition, compliant instruction for operate, maintaining, and troubleshoot installed system. Benefits, enable safe, efficient facility operation and support warranty claim. Okay. Yeah, remember this, if your equipment is not well maintained and it is figured out by the vendor, your warranty might be waived. Even you, when you buy a car and you didn't do proper, let's say, uh, oil change and maintenance, it might, I think before you should go to CASA. Now I think because of new regulations of Qatar, you can go anywhere as long as you have the record with you. But I feel it's better still to go to Casa. But it's expensive, you know that. Outside is cheap. In Casa, at least you have to spend around 800, 1,000 to sometimes 2,000, 3,000 every time you go there. Example, delivered index PDF and hardbound copies of HVAC and electrical O&M. As-built drawing, no? Provide accurate record, drawing reflect final field condition. So if you see the as-built drawing, here, it's sub-drawing is normally used for construction. Enough details are there for you to build site. But as-built drawing is what is the actual condition, no? So definition, red line IFC drawing updated with all field change and appropriation. Benefit supports future modification, maintenance, and legal record. Example, submitting a sign and seed set show relocated sprinkler line and final bad location. So for me also the same thing, no? when I look for the final shampooing, I want to see the red line. So inspection record like that. See the changes and the inspector third party cannot be able to check everything. No? But there should be a sampling requirement. You have to establish also for third party. Example, 200 kilometer, you cannot check them all. No? Maybe you can check only 10%. 10%. 10%, maybe how many points? How many locations? Maybe 3 to 5 points. Maybe some of them we will do also destructive. Huh? We try, no? It's really.
It's something. So destructive, you get something that you bring to test.
Same with asphalt.
I think it's better also no, during the audit, no? You do sample the concrete, maybe break, boring, and then let them repair. The contractor can repair. No?
You see the asphalt, you notice there are two testing. But that is destructive. So you have to remove.
It's good. So meaning post installation also, the NDT is possible, huh? Because normally for us, we're not doing that, to be honest with you. No? For concrete, possible. So dike, no, piling in the, possible, huh?
Need to check just now.
Hmm.
That's all check.
That's fun. That's fun.
Normally I thought I
Yeah, you can see that, no?
Yeah.
That is testing.
Example, submitting sign and set showing relocated sprinkler line and final bomb location. Again, the third party will not do 100% inspection. They cannot, no? But we need to establish some sampling plan, no? How they will do effective inspection, no? And they have to do it, huh?
QCD, they
Same
make
thing, no?
run of the system.
Maybe, for example, dike, their inspections may be drone, only camera on the top. Then they will just go in some location they have a doubt. I want to go there. Then that's it. Then maybe 5 points. That's it. Because before the third party also there is already third party testing lab and all inspection side by all parties. They will be afraid this time, no? Of course, because if third party fail you in general inspection, everyone will not get the payment. The contractor will not get the payment. If they approve and and it's proven to be wrong, then the project engineer of the government will be held liable. So I think everyone will be this time do right thing, no? But do you think we can ensure that this third party company will be remain neutral? This is the thing. Let's say Bureau Veritas, Belosi. Do you think? Because I feel they are too big enough for you to bribe them, eh. Especially when they have this anti-bribery law.
It depends on their reputation.
Yeah, they have reputation, no? And they are even approved in oil and gas, right?
I mean, you can. Need to protect them.
But the problem is, I think the some of the officers or the government official will still come and try to,
Right.
Inside the lower.
But maybe you need also a protection, no? Police in the office of these people, no? Record of who's coming in and out. And there will be also a strict compliance for them. You should not talk to any politician like this. If it is known, it might revoke your license like that. No, so there should be not out of the office discussion, no, or what's it, fly by night discussion.
That one's very hard to detect.
I agree, but if there is an evidence, no, your license will be revoked, right? So you need only to be strict in this. Now we saw the audit. compliance is the good way to prevent the corruption. But how about the protections also of third party this time? You have to protect them. But how you will also ensure that this third party will not be corrupted? Because once they are corrupt, the system will work, will go back to normal, no? But you need to give them a very, very strict penalty and, sanction and everything, Anyway, do you have any question? Do you have a break? Okay, attic stocks, spare part record. Okay, so basically part of the deliverables is also the availability of the equipment parts. Okay, sometimes extra devices, no, for small item. For example, maybe the detectors, maybe extra para alarm detector, no? Confirm extra materials and spare parts are inventoried and transferred according to the recommendations from the authority requirements. Sometimes it is in QCS, sometimes it is in the manufacturer's recommendations also. Sometimes it is in the regulatory or standard requirements. No? The benefit, reduced downtime and supports warranty obligation. Definitely the spare uh, allow us to reduce the downtime because the availability of the spare, meaning if there is a emergency maintenance and the particular spare are available, you can immediately put things back into operation. You don't you can eliminate waiting time, no, or ordering time. Example, handing over labeled boxes, okay, of floor tile, even tiles, no. Because the problem with tile, this is the one I encounter, especially if it is all. Once it is broken, sometimes the same exact color you will not find anymore. No longer available in the market. We already faced that encounter. I am before I have a contracting company, and there is a uh, tiles outside. Okay, this is the project. They need to excavate this area because they need to arrange some utility. All right. The problem it is under the tile. The problem, this tile will be broken if they will remove. You need to break. They will chip it. The problem is where we will find. Not only that, the tree, it is in a big, ano yung paso, sir, sa English? The base of the plant is huge. It's for the tree. I'm thinking, anytime when we leave or something, it can damage, no? Imagine the contract is very small. For the risk that we will face, maybe we will damage this base. Then where we will get then? The base is higher than me. I said, very risk. Okay, the tile, okay, fine. But how about this base? The problem, it will goes to the base. So we have to leave from here. But this is big, huge. How if something happened when we leave?
You cannot reroute the utilities.
No, it should be there. The damage is there. The repair should be there.
No other options but to
I don't know. The risk is too much. And imagine you will ask me also to buy, to rent a truck, lifting truck equipment to.
a waiver.
I don't like. No, of course, if you will touch it one, they will not allow you to send waiver because they will tell you will be relaxed. No, you will not protect our asset. No client will ever agree that. And the time, no, we're asking to find, no, even the same supplier, they're telling we cannot give you the same color now. It's no longer available. 10 years ago,
it's out of stock. That's what other client is asking and spare, especially tiles. You have to stock for how many boxes? for future damage.
Yes.
They are repairing depends on the counterparts. During their own maintenance, at least they have spare, as with same run or not, with same
The
model.
problem is normally if it is new, fine, but if it is all like maintenance project, like this maintenance project, construction fine, but maintenance project, difficult. No? At light fixtures and gasket with sign inventory sheet. Okay. So you have the inventory register. No? Commissioning report. Okay, this is also part of the turnover documentation. Huh? Validate that all system perform per design intent or design function or use. You know that this is the definition of Duran of what is quality is all about. Quality is simple. Is it working per according to the design requirement or no? If yes, then that's what quality. That's what Duran said. That's it. Huh? Nothing to do the cause, the intent, the purpose. Hmm? Definition, compile, test result, functional checks, and performance verification for mechanical, electrical, and control system. Benefits, demonstrate compliance and support warranty start date. Example, deliver index commissioning folder for chiller, boiler, and BMS with sign test form. So this is the one example no, for the testing commissioning of control panel or distribution port. Mostly we have to check if this is really supply, if you turn on off, if this is, you know, and continuity, the insulation, no, what else? Continuity and insulation test, no? Maybe there's a leak. So we have to, and ensure that all of these testing instruments are calibrated. It is also very important. Okay. For me, this one, third party also, inspection agency, but not all, random. They will still be appraised though. As long as there's a random check, still they will be appraised. I'm telling you. So if there is 100 panels, maybe 10 of them, 10% will be checked. Random, imagine. And normally, I'll tell you this, inspector knows which, especially if you have a very good inspection, you know very well where you will go. Which is normally the weakest in the system. This is where you will check. Example for firefighting, no, you want to check the test pressure. You will just go to the end line, farthest point. Normally, inspector knows that. A good inspector knows that. So you don't need to check everything. So for me also, for me to check the panel, farthest point also check. It's working or no, like that. Owner's training materials, of course, no? This is also need to, no? Part of O&M, no? You know, because of this, it saves us a cost on defects liability period. You know why? One of the, the tiles, huge area in the warehouse, is discoloration. It's showing white patches. And they're blaming us. Because, they're asking us to replace as a contractor. But it turns out that the O&M had over already. And it turns out that there is a specific only uh, uh, cleaning materials that you can use and you cannot use. Maybe they use, we do investigation, it turns out the cleaners use chemical base, some chemical that is shown. So it relieves us the responsibility to do that. Otherwise, if it is a construction defect, then we have to remove all everything. Imagine. So that's why we should not underestimate the handover documentations because once you hand it over, reliability, yeah, they will not say we don't know. But you have the ON manual with you, right? Anyway, they can still argue because that time, because I remember for the equipment maintenance, there is a training. But for the cleaning of tiles and everything, I don't see anything, no? Nothing.
Nothing.
No, but
Nothing, no?
they have, especially on the pathway.
Because you know, you know, for me, they can argue it. Also, no?
They can tag cleaning me.
You can also argue, no, if I'm, okay, wait a second, you handed it over to me, you sent it to me in the manual, but you didn't train us, our people, you didn't train. I can still argue, eh. Right?
Also in the, this facade, glass facade, we have this gondola, this swing gondola for cleaning the
Mm.
they can do that they, they but the supplier of that cannot do
Mm.
for cleaning the facade of the
Anyway, they didn't argue actually. Maybe this training also for the tile is not part of the scope in the contract, maybe. But for me, again, it's better. No? If you want to be say in the safer side, whatever is during the check the scope of work, check with your supplier, especially things that needs maintenance in the future. Ask the supplier if you can provide training, cleaning, how to clean, like that. What kind of cleaning materials? Maybe you have recommendation. No, you don't know. Purpose is to ensure facility operators are properly trained on all system. Definition, agenda, presentation, video, and quick reference guide used during owner training session. Benefit reduce post handover failure and boost user confidence. Okay. Example, provide USB drive and printer quick start cards for the fire alarm. Normally, the client representative, which is also trained personnel, normally, how you will know if this is a trained personnel? Normally, you ask them also manufacturer's training certificate. If they can also show train the trainer certification, better. No? That this is authorized for us, not just trained, to train end user. This is for better. Normally, you will not get like this, but better like this, no? Like train the trainer certification, no? Review inspection and test records. Purpose, confirm or quality records and are accurate and reflects fitness for use. Again, definition of Duran, no? Joseph Duran. Definition, final validation of inspection and test data. Again, specs and acceptance criteria. Benefit, ensure regulatory compliance and protects against future claim. Definitely, if it is inspected and approved, uh, you cannot put be liable on something you already accepted unless there is uh, an evidence of doing business in bad faith. Example, review weld radiograph and pressure test certificates before turnover. Everything is accepted and there's no more defect. Okay. And part of the turnover is warranty. Ensure warranty program and claim procedure are clearly communicated to all stakeholders. And the definition is structured process for documenting warranty scope, contracts, and response time. Normally, warranty is for the equipment. Okay. Defects and liability period is not considered warranty. But if you see, the purpose is the same. No? The same. No? Is to transfer the risk from owner to second party or to the third party, which is the vendor or OEM, like that. No? Warranty is a guarantee to repair or replace a faulty product within a window of time after purchase. 1 year, 2 years, okay. For us, the compressor, no, of the normally 5 years. So for me, if we can get, for me, just to make sure that this works for last longer, make it 5 years, no? Or make it 10 years. Warranty, contractor, reliable.
additional
So I think the contractor will increase demand for QC inspector, right? Huh? You will get more job, huh? Yeah. No? Because the client will be, the owner of the contractor also will be afraid with the quality claims, no? Imagine 10 years warranty. But if this, maybe this one requires to be approved in the legislation, no? Because this is not standard. But if this is the only way to also prevent or minimize the corruption, why not? So be it. Now, if the contractor locally, they have to revise the pre-qualification requirements, no? And make sure also that this award this procurement process is done properly with due diligence. It should be checked also by third party. They cannot work without third party approval for this contractor, including the security of the bid bond and performance bond. And all required insurance, contractor all risk, professional indemnity and liability if you are decided, if it is decided build, mostly government decided build tech. Yeah, professional indemnity and liability PIL insurance, equipment insurance also for your everything, whatever equipment you use, even your car. I want to see all the insurance like that. I want to see all. Then we will certify you as a contractor to work with us. No? Again, there is a cost for third party, but if this will ensure transparency, why not? There is a cost for third party, but it will also generate job. Remember that. No? No? It will also increase demand for quality profession. So don't think of this extra cost. This is, remember this, think about the cost of quality. No? We will discuss later. No? If you invest more in preventive costs, your failure cost will be less. Now, like audit, planning, inspection, you invest more here, failure cost less. What do you want to do? Invest more in failure cost, invest less in preventive cost, inspection, audit, but take the potential failure higher. So you select where you will be benefited more. No? This is easy justification. No? So, okay. Benefit, reduce confusion, accelerate defect resolution, and protects owner's interest. Because again, warranty is transfer of risk. But warranty is for all equipment considered manufacturing defect. Again, defects liability period. DLP is like a warranty for the contractor. But the warranty itself is for the equipment. Remember, DLP is for what to address whatever what construction defects within this specified time frame, let's say 400 days. Otherwise, warranty for the equipment to address manufacturing defects. Okay. Again, if it is known to be fault of the contractor and the fault of the let's say end user, it is not part of the claim. Of course, no, you have to be fair. No? Example, issuing warranty letter and holding a handover meeting to explain the claim step. Anyway, key takeaway for this topic is to assess impact of demobilization on quality resources. Ensure that when we are demobilized, something no longer needed. You should have a checklist, no? That need to be accomplished and need to be satisfied before you start demobilization. Ensure inspection and test records for safety critical equipment are compliant, of course. Normally, this needs third party, sometimes regulatory approval. Confirm method of final documentation, transfer, digital, electronic, hard copy. Again, if you adopt sustainability, you should discourage hard copy. No, everything should be digitally signed. Maintain comprehensive project documentation and record. Resolve all non-conforming work. Is there any agency in the government like Information and Communication Technology, ICT ministry like this? There should be something like that. No? There is? What? Which department?
Archiving.
No, in the Philippines.
Liabilities.
No, for let's say the one who will create the server and will maintain the server for all government should be third party, a second party, no? Like us,
The department.
we are user, but not in other department like that, the one control. No? So meaning you cannot also make pollution, no? No, to the because
For the
another department, no, agency. No, for the access, no. So if you are a project engineer, you don't need access other documents, only inspection. submittals like that, your access. That's it. Cost, commercial aspect, you will not have access on that. No?
Actually, specify kung sinong para sa
I was surprised with the word reseta because the project engineer knows the cost. So normally, the contractor during the bidding, they know who will win. So they will add 2 to 3%. They call it reseta. So that's why Senator Lacson told, bibigyan ka ng parang gamot, reseta ng gamot. Ang gagawin mo, lulunukin mo na lang. Ganun din sa contractor. Huwag ka naman presyo. Inano ko na yan, in-estimate ko na. Sobra yan. 3%. Ina-bid mo. Papanaluhin kita.
Kaya naman, word recita.
Reseta.
Ay, don't see.
Okay, maintain comprehensive project documentation and activity records, resolve or non-conforming work, punch list. They call it punch list in US, snag list is British. Verify completeness of all quality deliverables. Use latest issued for construction documents for certifications. Or let's say shop drawings, no? No, normally we use it for certification also IFC drawing, especially for the ministry.
DC1, DC.
No, that is after we become DC1, actually DC1, DC2, then IFC, right? Anyway, facilitate final certification at its closeout stage, beneficial occupancy, substantial completion, final, no? Audit final turnover package, this is normally again important. If you see, no? Permit, o manual, as-built, spare parts, commissioning report, training, no? All of this should be seen in the checklist, no? In the project turnover and closeout checklist. And all of these activities and documentations are completed, signed by whose responsible party, validate all inspection and test record, communicate warranty program details and documentations to question, no? So we have to move to next operation and maintenance. Five questions only, the exam. But I was surprised, the quality manager skills to 22.
Yeah, the number 8. Quality managers.
It's the course eh. It's the course is
Ano bang pinakamarami?
CCQM the course. The qualities.
This is the
But whatever we discuss here is, quality assurance, quality control. No? Testing is quality control. Documentation compliance audit is quality assurance. Okay. I think you can do the exam. To be honest with you, you can schedule for the exam. You can try. I'll furnish maybe 1,000 questions.
Yeah,
Then make a practice.
practice.
Yeah, and then prepare for the exam. No?
What you said, you take.
when is the next
You take
schedule?
those. You take also.
When is the next examination?
August.
This is every 3 months.
October.
You can, if it is October, you can still, you can still register. No, I think you can still register. I think this topic is not that bad. No, it's not hard. The CMQ is more harder than this, especially certified quality engineer. Too many statistical calculations. But if you like statistics, it's okay. I enjoy. I think you're engineer. You enjoy numbers. No? All right. Operation maintenance or O&M, sustain quality requirements and business continuity. This is part of operation maintenance. Business continuity is to ensure that our activity, whatever activity during O&M, during maintenance period will not affect the operational aspect related to business of the end user. No? So introduction focus on sustaining long-term quality during O&M. Because if the works is completed with quality, the system has a quality, everything has quality, meaning the system are reliable. And remember, reliability is the test of quality over time. You will know the real quality once we put it into use or into operation. No? Set quality objectives aligned with customer expectation and maintenance program. So what they expect, that your system will work according to its intended use, 24/7. If something goes wrong, you have backup, something like that. So business continuity continue. It will not be affected. Plan and report future inspection and testing strategy for reliability. Integrate O&M with business continuity. Plan to ensure resilience against plant and unplanned. Remember, there is another certifications for CRE, Certified Reliability Engineer. Again, but I think you need to prepare a lot. If you have a background in Six Sigma, in the quality engineering, you know, statistics, advanced statistics, including inferential statistics, not just the descriptive one, well, you can do the CRE exam because this is the most difficult exam. And again, not difficult if you know, no? Right? If you know the calculation, you know the formula, why it will be difficult then. But the preparation, I think, will be much longer compared to this. So let's talk about documentation sustaining quality requirements, the purpose to embed quality criteria into ongoing O&M. Again, remember reliability is quality, but it is a quality over time. It's like a video, no? If you rent a DVD or CD, in order to see the defect, you have to play. Huh? The quality is like picture. Look at the picture. There is some discoloration or some scratches. That is what quality. So reliability is quality over time. Okay. But definitely part of reliability is environment. Sometimes the reliability of the equipment also affects because of the environmental factors. Example, uh, some area needs to control the moisture in order to ensure the reliability of the IT equipment. No? So normally we use the crack or precision unit, right? So the reliability of the equipment also affected by the environment, proper condition, temperature, moisture, and everything, no? And required cleanliness, right? Definition, continuous activities that maintain or exceeded the original quality standard after handover. Benefits extends asset life. Okay, again, for me, when you do proper O&M activities, it will not extend the asset life unless there is a major changes in the component or in the system, then that's another thing. But just to repair and maintain without replacement, I don't think so. Reduce downtime, okay, this is, and the more reliable it is, the downtime, uptime increase, downtime decrease, no? And safeguard customer satisfaction. Of course, it will not affect their operation. We can, like a hospital, imagine. We are expecting 24/7 operation. We don't expect at any moment there is a power blackout or no.
Shutdown.
Na imagine now very hot, Imagine AC will not work. Imagine that. So either we always have a backup. We have the
Standby.
standby, not secondary. The purpose of secondary equipment is if the load exceeded with the capacity of the first one, the secondary will be run. Backup is standby is simply there just in case of emergency. Benefit extend asset life reduce. Okay. Example, setting vibration limits for HVAC unit based on customer noise criteria. Remember where the noise coming from, vibration. And again, as the frequency, I don't know, I forget. Is the frequency increase? I think if the frequency increase, the noise level decrease. Isn't it? If the frequency increase, the noise, the sound is becoming less, no? Is it correct or no? Now, if the frequency is low, the dB is high. But the frequency goes, higher, then the sound become more, the dB less, no? Anyway, the vibration cause damage to equipment apart from the noise that cause distraction, no? So normally, especially with the equipment, with the rotating equipment, we need to put some isolator, no? Insulation can be an isolator. In the support can be as an isolator. Something there, some spring, some foam like that. No? Prepare O&M quality objective. The purpose translate customer expectation into measurable O&M quality targets. Of course. Normally, they have also their own KPI, especially this downtime is their KPI, or unscheduled breakdown is their KPI. And putting back to operation, the downtime, the breakdown, the unscheduled breakdown is also a KPI for them. No? So make sure that the O&M align to the requirements, meaning improve the reliability of the end user's operation. So the benefit is to align maintenance effort and client requirements and contractual obligation. So draft KPIs such as uptime, response time, no? If there is a concern from the end user, how long it takes for you to respond. If it is not critical, probably a day. But if it is emergency, maybe within just a matter of minutes, no? It depends on the criticality, no? Example, writing an objective of equal or higher than 98% uptime for critical chiller based on SLA. So 98% uptime is good. No? In 360 days, your downtime should only be uh, six days. But take note, provided that there is a standby, meaning this is the unscheduled and there is an unscheduled, if it is a scheduled downtime, it will not affect the KPI, of course. In contract and warranty maintenance program, purpose leverage contractual and warranty program to sustain quality throughout the life cycle. Definition, plan, inspection, preventive tasks, and defect rectifications covered under contract or warranty. Benefits, mitigate risk, control cost, and maintain warranty validity. Okay. Example, scheduling quarterly generator load back test covered by warranty. Again, the same thing. Normally, the manufacturer during the warranty period it doesn't mean your chiller will be maintained, has a warranty of 5 years. But if there is a guideline that you have to follow frequently, so frequent check, that you're supposed to maybe need to show some inspection or oil change, something, you should keep those record. Otherwise, your warranty might be revoked because of because probably the reasons of failure of the equipment is not because of manufacturing defect. It is because of the failure of the end user or the maintenance personnel, uh, following the manufacturer's instruction and not recommendation. That is different. Instruction is mandatory, otherwise recommendation is uh, optional. Yes. Optional. Replace straight, let's say, change filter oil and filter every 3 months. That is instruction, not recommendation, no? Uh, Future O&M inspection and testing. No? Provide design feedback for inspection and testing strategy that support long-term building health. Definition, forecasting risk based on component health monitoring approach for future maintenance. Benefits, improve design for maintainability and reduce life cycle costs. Example, recommending ultrasonic thickness test schedule for steel beam to the design team. Okay. I think I can give a better uh, I think a better recommendation here, no? For us, the requirements of the end user change. Normally, the contractor will only follow what is the basic minimum requirements based on the scope, correct? But normally, the client might ask to make modification, maybe change the layout of the facility, make reconfiguration. Sometimes if it is an obsolete or older interior settings, might need to do new fit out or something like that. So if that's the case, we need also to determine what kind of tests, what kind of checks we need also to perform. And ensure that the way we do maintenance will not affect the operation of the business. If it is hospital, definitely it will not affect imagine the patients comatose, ha? Some of them, no? Some of them relies on the supply of oxygen that needs motor. No?
Maybe 1 second is not acceptable.
Correct. So uptime should be 100%. No? Your equipment might not be 100%, but that's why you have backup. And this backup also should be checked from time to time.
Yes, maybe it's
Because sometimes it is stuck already, no? Stuck.
yes. Maybe during the time of
I heard that even the chase oil from the chase oil, your car didn't use for 6 months or it comes 5,000 or 10,000 kilometers, whichever comes first, you have to. That is another example, no? Does it mean you are not using it, you will not maintain? You have to, no? So the business ko, if it is a bank, 24/7 also, no, your especially security services, power failure is not acceptable. 100% reliability also is important. No? 100% reliability for the security services is also very important. Ensure quality is preserved during any operational disruption. No? Definition, integrate quality requirements into facility shutdown and recovery plan. Well, again, you cannot avoid this shutdown or whatever. But again, make sure this will not halt the business or will not affect the business to maintain safety, compliance, and customer confidence during the interruption. Example include HVAC filter checks in the hurricane shutdown checklist. Well, we are not experiencing here, no?
That's all.
Sandstorm is our concern here, yeah. Filter, no? Same thing. Might check the filter after the sandstorm. That's the sand trap in the louver, no? Even in the drain, no? There is a sand trap also in the anong tawag doon? Lower drain, yeah, galleys.
The drainages away. That's like the basket.
But I don't know how they maintain the government now. How many roads here now?
There's
And how they have to check, huh?
They have no maintenance of They roam around the.
That's why if your country is bigger, the more costly maintenance, no? Let's say Saudi Arabia, no? How imagine not only that, not forget about the galley, how about the road? Imagine you are not wiping, you are not cleaning the road. The the sand, no, will come to the road. Later on, if no one clean, you will not find, is there any road here?
This stuff.
Ah, right? So that's why I was surprised here that really it's a huge amount of money, no?
You have
Even
a lot of research.
even their irrigation.
Imagine, no? Very costly. I think they spend billion.
Part
Billion.
using
Billion dollars just for maintenance.
yes. The contributing, somebody, the part they're washing their face with the list. That is the routine, it's really all, it's from the toilet, I think, so the real process of it.
Is it maintenance?
From the toilet. But not the silver.
Okay. So facility shutdown plan inputs. So remember, this is planned shutdown, huh? Not unscheduled because of breakdown. So that is different. And we don't want that. Because planned shutdown did not affect the business continuity. Unscheduled breakdown might affect the business continuity. No? Purpose to supply quality focused data for planned and unplanned shutdown. Definition, identify critical system. Critical system, again, related to business. No? Prevention steps and inspection points before shutdown. To protect assets integrity and accelerate the restart. Because if we will plan, we will not just plan for shutdown. We will also plan how long it takes and how we can be able to put it back into operation as quick as possible. That is part of the business continuity. Example, recommending nitrogen purging of chilled water loops during a scheduled boiler outage. Okay. So this is actually the normally best practice when we do shutdown. Scope, identify or task for shutdown, which is 10, example. And then determine necessary personnel and materials, of course. Then ensure safety and compliance risk assessment. During the shutdown, what are the risks involved? Yeah. Maybe the fire protection system may be affected. So probably this time you need a person, manual person to be there, no? A fire marshal because you shut down the system. And critical path scheduling, optimize task sequence.
Fire extinguisher.
A trained personnel, availability of every post location. All right. So unplanned shutdown response to integrate quality safeguards into emergency shutdown. Emergency shutdowns is something might cause disruption to business. That's why they call it emergency. And sometimes it might also cause potential damages to equipment, harm to people and to nature sometimes or to animals. So the benefit of responding proper response to unplanned shutdown as part of risk management, minimize damage and shorten recovery time. And that is actually the purpose of business continuity management system. There is interruption, but how long you will put it back online. Example, in here, if my monitor not works, don't worry, I have backup. We will not say cancel. We will have disruption, but we can continue. My laptop damaged, I have another laptop. If my data here corrupted, same thing, I have cloud. So that is what business continuity is all about. You might not be able to eliminate this unscheduled breakdown, but you have means to to put things back into normal operation as quick as possible. That is the purpose of business continuity, but not all. If you are performing a BCMS or business continuity management system as part of risk management, make sure you are aware of what is the most essential equipment. Something related to safety, something related to the operations of your business. So if this particular system is not harming the business, then that is your least priority. Otherwise, that is your topmost priority, no? Because putting back the system on uh, online, maybe you need to consider first priority, second, third, fourth, like that. Prioritization based on the criticality. All right. So here, because there's a consequence of unplanned downtime, especially if it affects the business continuity, financial loss, reduced productivity, operational disruption, customer dissatisfaction, imagine. Okay. Let's say you ordered a watch in Amazon, didn't come on time. They told 21 days, but already 3 months not coming. Turns out, because they have problem in their website. Remember this, no? The customer doesn't care what's happened to your business. If something happened to your business, they will take you are not reliable courier, or you are not a reliable seller, something like that. They will always, the customer only know how to blame. That's it. No? Data loss or corruption, increased stress, legal issues sometimes. That's why this some of the interruption because of and cannot be able to put this back on the online immediately because of violation some of the code. Maybe your sprinkler are very old, outdated sprinkler system, no, and you are not replacing it. Normally, sprinkler head you have to replace, I think, every 10 years. No? This is the requirement. I think, and this is the requirement of NFPA 13. Not only that, I think even the detectors. I heard that. I heard. I just have to check again now. Minimize damage in the shortest to cover time, shutting down and tagging on rooftop units before forecast. Okay. All right. Align quality plan with business continuity. Ensure the quality plan supports operational resilience, of course. Map quality checkpoints, resources, and responsibility within the business continuity. Again, the key here is know your business, what you do. What is the mission of the company is? What is the purpose of doing this business? What is the business all about? Then you can identify now which activity are critical, essential, what are the necessary, which activity considered support function, and some of them non-essential. You have to categorize in that way, no? And align with your quality plan, no? And of course, in order to ensure that the plan is working, no, you have to make a drills and simulation. So you need to furnish also a record on this, to attendance sheet and what is the drill is all about, no? And some photographic evidence also that this kind of activity is carried out. No? Validate shutdown and recovery plan through practice. Schedule exercise that test quality related action under simulated condition. No? Because we don't know when this scenario will come, but we have to be prepared. The benefit identify the gap in planning. So during the execution, we will say that this is something not mentioned in the plan. So maybe we have to revise the plan, something like that. Builds muscle memory and improve response time. Okay. Example, running a quarterly power failure drill includes emergency generator load test. Monitor quality impacts from shutdown. Okay. Track and learn from quality deviation caused by shutdown events. Collecting data on failure, delay, and corrective action during after shutdown. Remember, corrective action, we discussed many times, when we apply it and we identify the root cause, we have to prevent that to happen again. And that is part of management. No? And that is what quality management is all about. No? Benefit enable continuous improvement and evidence-based plan update. Example, lagging temperature excursion in the freezer during an outage and update insulation specs. So the takeaway here, define O&M quality objective based on customer expectation and life cycle requirements. Applying contract and warranty maintenance program effectively throughout the project. Plan and report future O&M inspection testing strategy, component health risk base. Develop and align facility shutdown plans with business continuity using drill simulation and monitoring impacts. So this concludes our operation maintenance session. So basically, I think we can finish the last one next meeting, no? Only today. So you can also print that. No? After that, we will be have by, huh?
Meron pa.
Yeah.
Last yata is number 8, quality manager skills, no? That is the last.
Yeah, here. No?
Yeah.
And there are 75 slides. Too many because there are 22. Oh, that is O&M, no? Drills, warranty, O&M, make it reliable, no? Availability of spare, training for the
Ano
use.
items yung ano siya, sir? How many items na quality?
Passing, I mean,
Seven.
I think 180,
180 also.
4 hours.